Here's a really good recipe for a coconut cake. In fact, it's a layered coconut cake. Really easy to put together, dry ingredients, wet ingredients, mix it and then into the oven. So we'll start with some self-raising flour into a bowl. You don't even need to sift it. Along with a small pinch of salt, some sugar, so caster sugar. And this is an interesting ingredient to add to a cake, corn flour. The corn flour is just going to keep it nice and soft. So combine all of the dry ingredients and then make a well in the centre. Great. Let's get on to the wet ingredients. So I have some vegetable oil here, and then I'm going to add some coconut milk. Now this is organic coconut milk, so by nature this is how it looks. It's a little bit solid on the top, so you want to scoop that out and add that. And you'll see all of the beautiful coconut water underneath it. So this is all going to bind as I mix everything together. Coconut milk is a wonderful ingredient to add to cakes because it's going to keep the cake super tender as it cooks. And a splash of apple cider vinegar. And to really accentuate that coconut flavour, some coconut extract. And you just want a tiny dribble of that because it is quite strong. I'll grab my whisk. Whisk that together until it's smooth and completely combined, just like that. And then straight into our dry ingredients, little by little adding, bringing in the sides. And I do this just so there's no lumps. So we'll add some more. This now then goes into some tins. Now I like to use 20 centimetre tins. I've lined my tins with some baking paper, springform also, because it's going to be easier to take out of the oven. And after I've separated the batter, so half in one, half in the other, it goes into the oven, 170 degrees, and I'm going to cook that for about 30 minutes or until a skewer that's pierced in the centre comes out clean. The gorgeous coconut cakes have come out of the oven. See how perfectly cooked they are, and you do need to allow them to cool completely. Now I want to make a frosting to not only add to the centre but over the top of it. Some cream cheese along with just a little bit of that coconut milk. I've just reserved about a tablespoon. We just want that taste to go throughout the cake. And some butter. So softened butter too. It's just going to make it much easier to whip everything together so it's smooth. So we'll start with these ingredients before we add our icing sugar. Combine everything together, press it together. You can do this in a mixer if you like, or a bit of elbow grease never hurt anyone. And then little by little we're going to add our icing sugar. So I'll add half of it now. I don't want to add all of it together because it just goes everywhere, and press it together. And you want to keep doing this until it's completely combined and quite smooth. See how that's come together? And it's really holding its shape, so it's not too loose. If it is, by all means, add some more icing sugar. So let's start building this gorgeous coconut cake. We'll work with one cake at a time. Springform tin off, collar away, and cake. I want the top to be on the base because the base is going to be more flat. So we'll pop that on there. Carefully remove the tin. Oh, look at that. Perfectly cooked, and you can see how moist this cake is. That's why I love adding that coconut milk. For our frosting, we're going to add one generous, or maybe two. You want to keep enough for the whole entire cake at the end. Spread that all the way to the sides, just leaving a tiny little border because we are going to sandwich the other cake on top. Looks good. Our second cake, again, taking the collar away and placing that top once more onto our frosting. See how we want that flat side for the top? So just gently put that on and squish that. Ooh, it looks good. See, it's taking shape. Really happy with that. Now we can go all out with the top. Adorn it with this beautiful cream cheese butter and coconut frosting. You can just leave it on the top if you like, or I'm just going to fiddle away with this for a bit longer, just spreading it on the top and then around the sides. Well, I'm pretty impressed with that. It looks slightly messy on this rack, so I'm just going to carefully pick the cake up and we're going to transfer it to a decorative plate. Oh, so good. Now, delicious as is, but I think we can make it even better with some more coconut, of course. This is some coconut flakes, and I've just toasted them in the oven so they're golden brown. We'll sprinkle that. Be quite generous with it all the way to the sides. The only thing that's missing here are some birthday candles. It's such a beautiful, very simple cake to make for someone's birthday. I think I should have a taste of this. So let's cut a beautiful wedge straight down the centre. I want to also really show you how moist it is. Oh, look at that. A gorgeous cake made with coconut milk. I can smell it. I know this is going to be so appetising. Have a little fork on standby. Let's have a taste. There's really nothing else to say about this, but absolutely delicious.